Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be going over with you guys how I have my MakseLife set up and basically just kind of going through a flip through of what I did for January and what my plans are for February. So I won't make this long, I promise, but I am just going to do a flip through of January, kind of talk about what worked for me and what didn't and what I plan to adjust in February. So I have combined the vertical and the horizontal, and I found a rhythm or a way of doing things that's really working for me right now. So I'm excited to show you guys. So when you first open this is my personal monthly layout. I honestly didn't really even use this month. I didn't use it this month. I don't know why words are so hard today, but I just went through and marked what my days off were. I had lots of birthdays going on. I just had a couple random other things happening, but really I didn't have the need to like fill a bunch of stuff in. But yeah, so there's that. And then when I flip this here, these were my monthly goals. And I'll go through these guys. Oh my gosh, this is gonna be a hard video. I'm gonna go through these with you guys today, just to kind of go through to see how I did and what I want to focus on for next year. So my personal area, I wanted to get up an hour and a half before having to get ready, and I did that for sure. Establish a new morning routine. I did that pretty well. No social media until after morning routine. I'm gonna come back to this. I'm not gonna check that off as something that I got to, because I did do it, but not consistently, and I have a fix or an alteration that I'm gonna do next month. So it's gonna that's gonna follow me into next month. 2 outings where like I get to go out and have fun. I don't think that I know I did one. I don't know why I put boxing up old planter supplies and putting it into storage as something that would be fun, but I did do that. So I'm gonna leave the outings on there. I don't think I did 2, but I definitely did 1. Find someone to design logo and create brand. I did do that. Incorporate branding into budget book. I think I did both of those things. I'm almost done with this. I'm so excited to share that with you guys next. Family game nights every Friday. Establish new chores and bedtime routine. I did not do family game night every Friday. I did establish new chores and a good bedtime routine, but game nights did not happen every single Friday. Couple Fridays, but not every single Friday. Healthy, yummy meal prep. Complete, muscle burns fat. I did not do either of those. So I did do meal prep. I just did not do it. I did do some of that, but I don't feel like what I was trying to go after that I accomplished this month in my health and wellness. I feel like I put that to the side a lot. I think I got better than I was in December, which I will mark as a win, like mentally and going into the next month, but I know that I want to improve. Spiritual, start new Bible study, 2 pages a day. I did do this. I thought that it would go with like having to do 2 pages a day. It doesn't, but I did stick to my Bible study routine. Start and finish Boss Up. I'm almost done with Boss Up. I think I hardly have any time left, but I'm gonna come back. I still have a couple days left in January. I should finish that up, but I'm not gonna mark it as done right now. Create monthly budget, go over it with Steven. I did that. Complete all workbook pages. I have that almost done, but I'm not gonna check that off because I'll go over that with you in a little bit. But I did do much better this month than I did in December. Clean out kitchen cabinets. I did do that. Oh, and I did organize the office. Yes, and yes, this one is definitely the most rewarding. It took me 2.5 hours and it feels amazing, and it's a space that I like to work in now. So that's how my goals went this month. I'm ultimately satisfied in how January went. You cannot honestly be able to focus all your time and attention on all of these categories. Some months are going to be better than others. I will say that work and learning, as I establish like my budget workbook and my website and all that kind of stuff, it's really taking a big priority for me. And some of these other things have not been as big of a priority, and I just have to be okay with that, because some months this isn't going to be as great, and maybe health and wellness will be better or what have you, but not every month is going to be perfect, and I'm okay with that. All right, so because I have 2 layouts, I did keep the second month because I use this as my way to track when my bills are due. So that's why I have that. I have not found a way to use this yet. I might use it as like a scrapbooking place for me to like print out all my favorite pictures of the month that maybe I didn't use in my memory keeping. So I'm still deciding on how I want to use that, but there's this in between these. And then I have my little area. I didn't go back and check these off when I paid them, but I should have. I didn't even write in my daycare. But I need to go back and do this. I do try to keep my tithing like personal, and then my utilities I don't know until when it's time to pay them. But I am going to do a plan with me, with a budgeting series planned with me, so stay on the lookout for that. But this is just when my bills are due. It just happens to be they're due like on almost just Mondays and Fridays. It's funny. All right, so now what would be here is another set of monthly goals, because after you turn the page from your monthly layout goes into goals, but because I already did goals, I went ahead and used my own budget sheets here. So this is kind of like my dashboard, so I note any important dates here that I have going on, and it's mainly things that I'm probably most likely going to be spending money on, so things that I need to keep in mind. Some financial goals that I have for myself, and then some weekly challenges. I did weeks 3 and 4, but I did not challenge myself week 1 and 2. This is my monthly budget. I wasn't sure whether or not I was going to share income amounts, so I will say that January was better for me and that I was in these budget sheets more, but I'm going to do a better job next month. But I did make my monthly budget. I didn't set intentions on what I wanted to save or put to extra debt, so I'm going to challenge myself to be better about that next month. And then this would go into that same thing where I was saying I didn't know what I was going to do with this page here before it went into the next month, I think it was. I'm not sure what I'm going to use there. I don't know yet. This Sierra recommends is doing planning ahead, dedicating 10 to 15 minutes a week to set your goals, and will give you more control, balance, and fulfillment in your life. So basically a time for you to reflect on the previous month. So that's what that is right there. And then these go into my weekly actions. So because I used week 53, there's technically 5 weeks in here, which kind of does not align perfectly well with my budget sheets, but it's okay. I made it work. But yeah, so I was thinking that I wanted to stick to my hourly in my vertical, but that really didn't work out. I found it to be kind of redundant to do this, and then I'm gonna skip those, and then this. So I found it to be just kind of redundant. So this was my first week in this, and I didn't love it. So I was like, you know what, I did love this. I just needed to find like a routine that worked for me. This was a fun night. It was New Year's night. My husband's friend, he deployed, and we all got to safely get together and say goodbye to him one last time. So it was a lot of fun. But this is an example of kind of how I used to do things, but I just found it to be kind of redundant. So I did not feel the need to do this and also this. So then I tried something a little bit new. Also in between here are weekly actions. So obviously if you have both layouts, you don't need to do your monthly reflection again and your weekly actions. It's just really redundant. So you can do one of two things. You can find new ways to use these sheets for different purposes, or you could tape them together. You could, put a little bit of tape right here and just make it so that you go from here to here. Either one would do. But this is mainly what I did. So I tried to get creative in the months that I didn't need these, and I used my budget sheets to go in here. So again, laid out where my money was going. I just didn't really challenge myself exactly where I was going to put savings and extra debt the entire month. So I'm going to get better at that. I should have noted my weekly challenges here. So now we go into my new layout that I've been using here. So week 1, these are my weekly actions. And then it went into memory planning. So this was my first week of memory planning. It was really great. My husband's deployed right now, but it was his birthday, so I got to reflect on that. I did break my finger this month. It was awful. My kids came home from California. It was wonderful. I thought that I would use this to meal plan, and this just doesn't work for me. I started to do it, and I did not love this. So I will not be doing this again. I like to try things and figure out what works and doesn't work for me. This is my expense tracker. I did go back to using strictly cash envelopes this month, with the exception of a couple things, but I was not good at tracking my expenses. So this is why I did not say that I did all my budget sheets this month, because I neglected to keep my receipts and do a better job of tracking my expenses. So This is out. I did not do this page. So then we move into, this is pretty much how I have everything set up from here on out. So I have my morning routine over here on the side, and then I have kind of like my to-do list, and these little dots correspond to the different weekly actions. So, and I made an adjustment to this in February, which you'll see soon. But so when you have your weekly actions here, so any of these dots here that said what I wanted to do this week should line up in here for my actions. So these are my goals that I had for the week. This is how I'm gonna get it done. So these are like the little bullet points that I had to getting this stuff done. So that was the first week. And then I have my debt snowball tracker. So this is where I keep track of what our debts are, what we paid, any extra payments, what our new balances are. So far in our 2-year journey, we've paid off $51,833,000.59. $51,833.59. Can't talk today. Last month we only paid $1,571. It's not awful. Right now we're just in a different transitional period in life, and we're saving right now, so we're not throwing a lot of money to debt. And really the only thing that we have right now is our homes and then my husband's truck, which we are gonna probably be selling when he gets home. So this week my son like jumped on my lap and ripped one of my pages, but it's fine. It's fine. So this is another weekly actions page here, another weekly reflections. I really enjoyed this page. This was fun. We got to go take my son out on his birthday when my father-in-law was here. It was a great time. So that's my reflection. This is my sinking funds. It's not quite the end of January, so I am just tidying up a couple loose ends here, but this is where I keep track of my sinking funds, and then I note like any transfers that happened within the sinking funds this weekend here. And then this is another week in my horizontal, where again my weekly actions or my goals, my weekly goals should transpire here and show like what I'm doing to make those weekly goals happen. So that's that. I got my next paycheck tracker. I did do better here at listing what our income is and what's going towards bills, cash envelopes, sinking funds, and then extra savings. So we should have been able to save this last paycheck $1,181.68, I think is what that says. And we did meet our savings goal this month. It was just a little bit complicated. I should have done a better job at this from the beginning, but that's that. Let's see where we're at. Okay, I gotta wrap this up. All right, so weekly actions is another, weekly actions. This is one of my favorite ones so far that I've done for my memory spreads. This is my net worth. I will come back on here and I promise I'll talk more about net worth eventually. This was this week's horizontal, which I'm absolutely loving. I did a reflection that week, or actually this is from week 3. I had an extra page, so I'm gonna be doing my reflection for week 4 over here. This is this week. I'm filming this on Saturday, so I haven't finished filling this out yet. So this would be one, I just didn't have any of my extra pages, so I might just glue these together so that when I flip the page, this is the week that we're in. I haven't had Sunday yet. So there's that. I have not done my monthly reflections, but I will come back to these. The only thing I wanted to note that I'm changing in February is that because my horizontal serves more of a purpose that aligns with my weekly goals, I've decided to change that. I went back and recoiled it, and I put my weekly actions will start here, and then it will go straight into my horizontal, and then it will be my budget sheets here, and then it will go into my memory planning. So that's how I plan on setting things up a little bit differently in February. I hope you guys enjoyed my monthly reflection of January. I'll be back on for more videos throughout February. Let me know if there's anything you want to see in particular with my budget sheets, and thank you for being here.